Hey everyone, RogueGold here, welcome back to the Division 2, and today I've got a full guide for you for the Phoenix Hunter, which has just been added to the Battle for Brooklyn DLC 1 year after its release. Now, you might be wondering, how did you get a guide out so quickly on this? How has it already been solved? Well, as it turns out, this content was present on the recent public test server that the devs ran, and so believe it or not, this puzzle was solved by the community prior to it launching on the live game. So that was a bit deflating, I will say. The day one rush to solve these things is always really fun to witness, but solving this was highly impressive nonetheless, so full credit on this discovery goes to Dogs, who posted the guide over on Reddit, as well as collaborators who helped out like Leah, LOL, and Leonid, so that guide will be linked down in the description below in case you want to send a thanks their way, but we will get right to this solution. Now, there are two important things that are required of you before you can even attempt this puzzle. For one, you must own the Battle for Brooklyn DLC. This is content that is located within that map. But then second, the Phoenix Hunter requires you to have solved and defeated all 8 previous hunters in Brooklyn. In case you've not done that yet, good news, I have a guide for all 8 right here on the channel, and I will have that video linked right down in the description below. But with all of those things down, you are now cleared to proceed with this latest hunter riddle, so let's get straight to it. Alright, to begin this hunt, you are actually going to want to return to where we left off with the original 8 Brooklyn hunters, that being at Necronos' lair, aka the original Division 1 safe house. This is located right beside the warehouse control point in Dumbo, underneath the Manhattan Bridge. Now again, you must have completed all 8 existing Brooklyn hunters for this to work, but once you've done so, head up to the roof of this building where we last fought Necronos. Now, I will take this opportunity to say, this guide might end up feeling a little bit disjointed, and that's because we're only going through the physical actions needed to progress the puzzle and spawn the hunter. There was a lot of work done in between these steps to figure everything out, but what you'll notice pretty soon is that we're doing kind of a greatest hits run from the first Brooklyn hunters. We're going to be revisiting some familiar locations. But alright, now that we're on the roof, you'll notice that there is a pile of ashes and a fire burning where we defeated Necronos. So once you have approached this site, you can now travel to the Tracker Hunter Fight location, which is located at the 192 building right beside the farm control point further down in Dumbo. When you arrive here, you will notice that a tripwire has been set in the hallway. You might think that you need to try and disable it, but nope, you're just going to want to walk right over. This will trigger a large fire within the room, then preventing us access. At this point, you're going to want to back out of the hallway and proceed around the block from Front Street, where we were, over to Water Street. Once you do make it all the way around, you'll notice that the hallway on the other side of the building is also blocked by the same fire. So, from here, you just want to turn around and scale the truck and scaffolding onto this building, enter this apartment through the window, navigate to the bathroom, and you will find a valve that is turnable. After doing so, you're going to want to head back out to the street, and right below the scaffolding is a sewer manhole. You head down that, and right at the bottom is a second valve. Return out to the street and the 192 building, and you should now find that the sprinklers are on and the fire is extinguished. If so, that means that you're good to proceed to the next location, and that is going to be located at the Red Tail Hunter's Lair. This is in a passageway underneath the Manhattan Bridge. Once you're here, you're going to want to climb the fence, head down the ladder, and you'll see that tripwires have been set up here as well. Go ahead and detonate. This time though, the fire extinguishing is a bit easier. You're just going to shoot 3 total water pipes that are located right above the fires. Now, from here, there is a yellow box visible through the bars on each of the 2 ends of the passageway, so you just want to shoot those and ensure that once you do, the black light turns on. Once you've shot those 2, back in the middle is one of these Roboto figures with an interact prompt, and you just want to hit this 2 times to activate a 3rd black light. If you've done all that, you're then good to move on, and next we're headed to the letter building that was used for the Cypher Hunter. This is also located within Dumbo, near the border of Brooklyn Heights on Water Street. Now, for the best viewing angle here, it is advised to hop onto this truck because we need to shoot the boxes on the building to spell the word Phoenix. So, proceed by shooting P-H-O-E-N-I-X if done correctly, and be sure that you're only shooting each box once. You'll then hear a distinctive music theme play while the lights in this courtyard begin to flicker. Assuming you hear that, you're then just going to want to head right around the corner to the Dumbo waterfront to the carousel area that was previously used for the Mary Hunter. Be careful, though, as you approach here, a purple flame turret has been placed and it will fire at you if you get too close. All you need to do though is run past it towards the carousel window and interact with the generator here to disable the turrets. Interacting with that generator is the only action you need to take here. So once you do, we can now move on to the final step. And that is going to take us back further into Dumbo, right outside the bridge settlement, to this door labeled Keep Out, tucked away in this underpass. So long as you've done the rest of the puzzle correct up until now, then you're just going to want to open the door and head down into the depths. Some of you who were here at Brooklyn's launch will recognize this room that we're heading to. It was part of unfinished and unused DLC content that ended up getting cut involving infrastructure keycards. So it is nice to see it getting repurposed for this, but eventually you will hit these double red doors just to open them up. There might be an open world boss already spawned in here. I had one, but in addition, once you enter, the Phoenix Hunter should spawn right in the center of the room. Just take caution, dispatch all of the enemies, and as soon as you take down Phoenix, you will see him drop the Phoenix mask to be collected. Well, there you have it, everybody. That is your guide to Brooklyn Hunter number 9, Phoenix, added as part of the DLC's Year 1 commemoration. Again, it was a shame that this was present on the PTS to ruin a little bit of the fun and surprise. Obviously, though, it would have just been solved as quickly once the game went live. Nonetheless, I always enjoy a good hunter puzzle and fight. I like how it paid homage to many of the other Brooklyn Hunters, made it feel like a cumulative accomplishment in battle. That all said, I really hope this guide helped out in letting you complete it and get the mask. If you're hung up at any part, you have any questions or confusion, certainly leave those down below. Let me know your thoughts as well on this hunter puzzle and the mask reward. I'd be very curious to hear your thoughts, but that is just about everything I've got for today, folks. Before we close out, have to give a shout out and thank you to our channel members as always. Thank you so much for your continued support in making these videos possible. Thanks as well for everybody tuning into this guide. I will see you back very soon, but until then, RogueGold. Ow. Oh! We just got a Ravenous! Haha! I might not be friendly. Let's go.
Coming to the Division 2.
Let's go!
And